video no one saw coming just broke the internet. In less than a day, Meghan Markle's latest Instagram reel turned into the headline that every UK outlet couldn't ignore. 3 million views, more than 5,000 comments, and one clear message: Meghan still runs the conversation. It wasn't a press announcement or a royal photo op. No interviews, no captions crafted by a PR team. Just 30 seconds of warmth and sunlight. Harry carving a pumpkin, Meghan pulling a little cart with Lilibet inside, Archie running through orange fields laughing. It looked ordinary, but the internet saw something more. Because in that short clip, Meghan showed exactly what the tabloids never could: a peaceful life without the palace. And that's when everything changed. Within hours, every major British outlet, from the Daily Mail to the Mirror, was rushing to report on the same video they once would have mocked. Suddenly, irrelevant Meghan was front-page gold again. But why? Why did one quiet family moment send the UK press into meltdown? Why did a Sunday caption spark thousands of headlines? Because for all their denial, the truth is simple. The media needs Meghan Markle more than ever, and this one video just proved it. The reaction from the press was immediate and almost unbelievable. Within hours, every major outlet that had spent years criticizing Meghan Markle was suddenly scrambling to publish her name again, this time dressed in compliments. The same papers that once called her attention-seeking or irrelevant were now tripping over themselves to cover her family's Halloween outing as if it were a royal event. The Daily Mail was first out of the gate. Running the headline, Meghan shares sweet video of Archie and Lilibet on a spooky day out with Harry. The choice of words caught everyone's attention. Sweet, spooky, day out. It read like a cozy fairy tale, not a tabloid's usual takedown. The irony, of course, was impossible to ignore. This was the same outlet that had spent years publishing endless negative pieces about her. Yet here they were, celebrating her pumpkin patch video like proud supporters. And the numbers didn't lie. That story alone brought in more than 5,000 comments, an engagement level almost unheard of for any other royal. Next came The Independent, following a similar tone with Meghan and Harry enjoy pumpkin picking with Archie and Lilibet. The wording was soft, polite, and surprisingly affectionate. It was as if the entire British press had received the same memo overnight: drop the hostility and play nice for clicks. Then the Mirror joined in, writing, Meghan Markle posts family video with Archie and Lilibet as Harry carves pumpkins. The addition of that harmless detail, Harry carving pumpkins, turned a simple family activity into headline-worthy content. It was almost funny how something so ordinary became breaking news the moment her name was attached to it. The frenzy didn't stop there. International media quickly followed suit. InStyle gushed, Meghan Markle's daughter, Princess Lilibet's red hair, is so long as she picks out pumpkins with her family. While Ella magazine added, Meghan Markle shares pumpkin picking day with Prince Harry, Archie, and Lilibet. When global fashion magazines begin reporting on your family outing, you know it's more than a passing trend. It's a full-blown media moment. Even Page 6 couldn't resist, posting, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry enjoy fall-filled day at the pumpkin patch with their kids. For an outlet that thrives on celebrity gossip, the tone was remarkably affectionate. They knew exactly what they were doing too. Meghan's name in a headline means clicks, comments, and guaranteed traffic. And then came The Sun, with their trademark wordplay. Meghan's patch. Meghan Markle posts family video ahead of Halloween in clearest glimpse of kids yet. It was clever, smug, and unmistakably designed to dominate search results. Finally, the Daily Express rounded out the coverage with Meghan Markle shares adorable video of Archie and Lilibet with Harry at Pumpkin Farm. The word adorable from a publication that built its reputation tearing her down was the ultimate proof of how drastically the tone had shifted. By the end of the day, one thing was clear. The UK press, whether they wanted to admit it or not, had just spent an entire news cycle orbiting around Meghan Markle again. Every headline, every paragraph, every social share was proof that no matter how many times they claim to have moved on, she still drives their narrative and their revenue. When you place all those headlines side by side, the picture becomes impossible to ignore. Every major outlet in the United Kingdom, from tabloids to broadsheets, was suddenly united in their fascination with a 30-second family video. These are the same outlets that have spent the better part of 5 years insisting they've moved on from the Sussexes. Yet the moment Meghan posts a clip of pumpkins and laughter, they treat it like a state event. The hypocrisy is almost artistic. For years, the narrative has been that Meghan craves attention, that she needs the spotlight, that she's the one who can't let go of the royal machine. But here they were again, headline after headline, paragraph after paragraph, proving the opposite. It's the media that can't quit her. Every article, every trending tag, every sudden shift from criticism to praise only reinforces the same truth. She's their addiction, and they hate that they know it. What's even more revealing is how quickly the tone changed. The venom, the loaded adjectives, the constant microaggressions, all temporarily replaced with soft, glowing language. Adorable, sweet, happy, words that felt almost foreign on those pages. It was as if the entire press corps had been told to rebrand overnight, to paint her in a warmer light because, somewhere deep down, they finally understood that the old tactics no longer work. There's a reason this cycle repeats every time Meghan shares something personal. The tabloids need her far more than she's ever needed them. She drives engagement in a way no one else in the royal family can. A story about Prince William might gather polite curiosity, but a story about Meghan ignites chaos. Debates, defenses, criticism, praise, outrage, fascination. She is a headline generator in human form, the kind of figure the British media hasn't seen since Diana, and they know it. They call her irrelevant because pretending to be above her makes them feel in control, but their analytics tell another story. The moment her name appears, traffic spikes, ad impressions rise, and comment sections overflow. Meghan isn't their problem, she's their prophet. Without her, their royal coverage would fall silent, and silence doesn't sell. So they attack, they pivot, they flatter, and they repeat. Anything to keep her name in circulation. And perhaps that's why this video stung them more than they'll admit. Because in just 30 seconds, Meghan did what they've never been able to. She told her story without words, and the world listened anyway. If you look closely, you can actually feel the discomfort in how the headlines were written. There's a hesitancy, almost a tension, buried in every flattering word. The tabloids that once built their brand on tearing Meghan down suddenly sounded careful, almost delicate, as if one wrong adjective could backfire. The shift wasn't subtle, it was strategic. They weren't praising her because they wanted to. They were praising her because they had to. For years, those same publications made a living portraying Meghan as cold, ambitious, and manipulative, the so-called outsider who disrupted the royal fairy tale. But the audience has changed. Readers are smarter now. People are tired of the constant character assassination, the endless cycle of hypocrisy where one duchess is labeled classy for doing the exact thing another is mocked for. That fatigue has forced the media to adapt. The old formula, vilify Meghan, praise everyone else, doesn't sell the way it used to. So instead, they switched gears. They softened their tone, rewrote their scripts, and decided that if they couldn't attack her, they'd profit off her in another way. Suddenly, Meghan became the headline they couldn't afford to lose. The new rule was simple. If her name drives clicks, you treat her like gold, at least for the moment. The smiles in their headlines weren't genuine. They were transactional. You could see it in the phrasing. Sweet video, adorable family, heartwarming glimpse. These weren't random choices. They were data-driven buzzwords carefully selected to perform well online. Editors know exactly what words get shared and what words trend. Every publication from the Mail to the Mirror has a dashboard showing which royal names generate traffic spikes. And guess whose name still glows the brightest? Meghan Markle's. So, when that pumpkin patch video dropped, it wasn't just a cute family moment, it was a digital goldmine. The same media machine that once accused her of manipulating the spotlight was now milking her image for every ad impression possible. They couldn't resist. They never can. Because Meghan isn't just a public figure to them, she's a revenue stream. And the fact that she doesn't need them anymore makes that reality sting even more. What's fascinating is how Meghan has chosen to handle all of this. She's not responding, not explaining, not defending. She's simply living, quietly, confidently, and on her own terms. That silence, once used against her, has now become her greatest weapon. The British media used to frame her silence as guilt or arrogance, twisting every moment of calm into a headline. Why won't Meghan speak? They'd ask, as if she owed them her peace. But now that she truly ignores them, no interviews, no palace leaks, no photo ops, they're left chasing shadows. She doesn't play the game anymore, and without her participation, the tabloids look desperate, running in circles trying to decode the meaning of every Instagram post. It's the perfect reversal of power. For years, the media told the world that Meghan needed their validation to stay relevant, that without royal approval or British coverage, she would fade away into irrelevance. But the exact opposite happened. She built her own ecosystem, an audience that listens directly to her. Whether through her brand, her projects, or small glimpses like this family video, she speaks to millions without ever saying a word to the people who once controlled her narrative. Meanwhile, the rest of the royal coverage has stagnated. The headlines about the institution feel stiff, predictable, and devoid of excitement. Meghan's name, on the other hand, guarantees emotion, whether love or hate. people react. That's what keeps the tabloids tethered to her. They can't stop covering her, even when pretending they've moved on. The irony is that Meghan doesn't even need to appear frequently to dominate the news cycle. One short video, one subtle caption, and the entire British press resets its week around her. And maybe that's the part that unsettles them most. The realization that she doesn't have to shout to be heard. She can exist quietly, privately, happily, and still command global attention. That's not desperation. That's power, real power. The kind that doesn't need permission from editors or approval from courtiers. It's the kind that comes from authenticity, the very thing they never understood about her. In the end, her silence exposes their noise. Every headline they write, every breathless article they post, only highlights how dependent they still are. Meghan doesn't need the British press to validate her story. The British press needs Meghan to stay alive. That's why this little video carries more meaning than anyone initially realized. It's not just a sweet clip of a family at a pumpkin patch. It's a statement. Subtle, wordless, and powerful. It shows exactly what Meghan and Harry have been trying to build since they left the palace. An ordinary, grounded life untouched by the machinery of royal image control. The pumpkin patch itself is almost poetic. It's rustic, cozy, and imperfect. There are no designer gowns, no formal events, no courtiers arranging photo calls, just parents and children sharing laughter in the sunlight. The simplicity of it is what makes it so radical, because for a couple who were once scrutinized for every public appearance, choosing to share something so raw and unfiltered is its own quiet rebellion. It also represents something larger, a kind of freedom the monarchy could never offer. Within those few seconds of video, you can see exactly why they walked away. The freedom to parent their children without headlines dictating the moment. The freedom to exist as human beings rather than symbols. It's happiness on their own terms, not the version filtered through palace protocol or media bias. And that's what makes the press reaction so revealing. They can't criticize it without looking cruel, but they can't ignore it without losing traffic. So they romanticize it instead. They rewrite it as wholesome family content while quietly resenting that Meghan no longer plays by their rules. That's why every compliment feels loaded, every article tinged with envy. She's living the life they said she couldn't have. Peaceful, independent, untouchable. This video, in essence, closes a loop that's been open since the day she left the royal fold. Back then, headlines called her decision a mistake, predicting she'd crumble under the weight of her own ambition. Yet here she is, thriving, radiant, and clearly content, while those same headlines keep recycling her name for survival. It's poetic justice wrapped in pumpkin vines, and maybe that's the real reason the story hit such a nerve. The press can write whatever they want, but deep down, they know this simple video proved them wrong. Meghan doesn't need the institution, the endorsement, or the crown. She never did. The power they tried to take from her is the same power that now defines her, control over her own narrative. This wasn't just about pumpkins or family videos or viral numbers. It was about power, who truly has it, and who's still pretending to. The British media can mock, twist, or rewrite, but every time Meghan posts something as small as a family clip, the truth resurfaces. She doesn't need them. They need her. She doesn't chase coverage, they chase her. And that dynamic is what keeps the entire royal press machine alive. When the Daily Mail story hit 5,000 comments, it wasn't just proof of popularity, it was proof of dependence. The press can call her irrelevant all they want, but those metrics don't lie. Meghan is the headline they can't replace, the story they can't resist, and the presence they can't erase. Every article, every photo caption, every frantic opinion piece only reinforces the same point. She's their obsession, and they're too proud to admit it. Meanwhile, Meghan and Harry are doing exactly what they said they wanted to do, living quietly, raising their children, enjoying peace. The media may still be trapped in their old narratives, but the Sussexes have already moved on, and that's what makes it poetic. Because for all the noise, all the chaos, all the attempts to control the story, the real headline writes itself. The British press may never stop talking about Meghan Markle, but she doesn't have to say a single word for them to do it.